Welcome back to the third part of this human vs robot mastering challenge on my YouTube channel. What we will do now in this episode, of course we will finish completely the song, and we also will do some kind of comparison between the original, between the human mastered and between the robot mastered. But before we jump into the deep water, I want to show you guys something really interesting tool what you can download and buy from the Hofa, German company. I think you know the Hofa is one of the biggest company who is dealing with sound isolation stuffs and studio designing and acoustic treatment, whatever. So they are really professional on a sound, and they are old company, and they have a very nice collection of different plugins. And now I just thinking on that, I will buy this Hofa analyzer tool, because this is a really smart tool to do exactly what we are doing now. On a Google Plus, somebody asked from me how I detect this 60 Hz hum noise in this specific song. You have to find a region in your song where is the silence and where you can detect all the noise and whatever. And then you have to apply some kind of tools, for example this Hofa tool, to watch the frequencies, what's going on. So let me show you this hum noise. So now this is the output of my monitor controller, and if you see, we exactly have a problem on 60 Hz, then we have a problem on 120 Hz, and we have a problem on 180 and 240. I think it's already gone, but this is really a hum issue. So I just added a tiny bit of decreasion here, like 5 dB or 4 dB, I don't remember now. And this is how I find the hum noise in this record. So let's now talk about the modification what I did from yesterday. And this is what the robot cannot do. So in a midnight when I went to sleep, of course I still thinking on this song, and I changed my idea, because I find this 4.4 kilohertz problematic frequency, if you remember for that. With this Hofa analyzer, I recognized it's not exist on the two channel, it just exists on one channel. So let me show you what I did with this mix. Of course, I applied the EQ only on a right channel, and if you see here, the frequency is the same, and I did much more narrow filtering, and this is how I killed this problem with this song. And then everything else, which is equalization on the both of the channel, I applied here on a stereo master output, but also I find with this Hofa tool a problematic frequency. Let me show you. It's around 300 Hz, and it's again a really narrow problematic area. With this Hofa tool, I easily find this problematic area. Let me show you. It's if you see that frequency, this 300 Hz, it's a little out from the all the region. This Hofa tool have a very nice energy peak holding analysis. Here you can see 300 Hz really is out from the range, and the second one is 570, but this frequency range I fixed in the DBX Quantum II processor together with the compressor. So this is this 300 Hz filtering. So let's play the music. So now this frequency spectrum is much more nicer, much more smoother than before. And of course from that file I did a final premix for this mastering, and this is the file what I will send to the Yamaha SPX 2000 and to the DBX Quantum II. Let me show you now something really interesting. You know, guys, we have a reference song, and until now I just use my ears with headphones, with Yamaha NSTEM monitor, and with this crappy Behringer monitor controller. And in this Hofa IQ analyzer, you have a possibility to load in the reference song, and then this Hofa analyzer will do for you a full analysis, but not only on a frequency, it will do also analysis on the loudness and the momentary peaks and whatever, and also on a stereo field. And what I realized, guys, it's really amazing how the human ear is working. How it looks now, the song after human mastering, and how close to the reference song. Yeah, it's coming up. And this one is our human mastered song frequency response. So I'm absolutely shocked how the normal old school tools is good for do a mastering. So what you see here now, of course we have some kind of power difference between the two songs, but I will show you how it came from. But if you look the frequency response, this is the red one what we mastered with air, and in this Hofa tool you have a possibility to move your reference signal. I think we did a really nice job with human mastering. Look how close the two curve together. If I here is the mid section, this is a really sensitive part of the whole the mix, doesn't matter what kind of style is it, but look how the Yamaha NSTEM, because mostly I use the Yamaha NSTEM monitors to do a comparison. Look how the Yamaha NSTEM monitor, it can translate to you the differences between the two songs. So on a low end and on a high end, of course we have some kind of really small differences, because the symptom is really simple. For example, if your reference song is contain only a guitar and your song contain guitar and the bass guitar, of course you cannot compare the low end, because the reference song is not contain bass guitar. We have, of course, differences between the two songs on an energy level, on a style, and on a mixing, and on our instruments. But even with these differences, you can see this is what mean human mastering. So let me show you the reference song and Loudness war. Look at this. I think you see what's the problem with the reference song. So this song, it's absolutely overdrive, even to the clipping, and it's like a block. There is no details, there is no variations in the dynamics, there is no variations in the loudness, and look at this, it's unbelievable. So this line here is the 0 dB. Look, we even don't have a tiny bit of headroom, nothing. This is something unbelievable. Look, all the songs almost from 2015, it's pushed to the pushed limit to the maximum. It's and it's going by page by page by page. So almost all the song from 2015 has a really ugly dynamic range. let me show you what's the big difference between human-friendly Loudness mastered song and with Loudness War derived mastered song. Just watch this meter here. It's really, I don't wanna destroy my gears, I'm telling you guys. So now let's play our song across all of my mastering. The big difference between the two mastering, the reference song, it's absolutely over compressed, overdriven, over limited, distorted, and if you watch carefully, everything is happening here in the top of the dynamics. My mix with this song is jumping. It's also achieved the 0, but it's jumping like between minus 14 dB to the 0 dB, and is really nicely following the song dynamic itself. So this is why I cannot use the reference song as a Loudness reference. The reference song, it's absolutely like a garbage. I'm telling you guys, it's like a garbage. Even the song is good, and the music is good, and the energy is good, and there is a lot of funny and sexy stuffs inside. But I don't know who did the mastering, but I'm telling you guys, this song easily can come to the top of the wrongest dynamic range mastered song in the planet. Of course, now the last step with this song, we have to record everything from the mastering system to this mastering recorder. So I just have to do like a simple record and start the recording and start the music. Beautiful. So now what I did, it's very simple. I just plugged in directly my DT880 headphone to the mastering recorder, and I played back the song, and I'm absolutely happy with this mix. So now we will create a CD. I have an empty disk here. Zack. Now I just have to create a CD. Look at this. Redbook creation, are you sure? Yes! From this 24-bit 96K recorded song, we will get, of course, absolutely 100% CD format. And I'm telling you guys, this mastering recorder is doing this job absolutely perfectly. Until this mastering recorder is finishing my CD, I want to go to this Lander website, and of course I want to register myself, lander.com, because of course we want to do a comparison. Just where is it? So this is what we get, this hebu gnoma fix.wo file. Let's Signa free, first name Robert, Lander free, blah blah blah. Well, doesn't matter. Support. No, I don't need a support. So master a track, drop here, social mastering, I'm gonna fix. Yeah, open it. So now we uploading the song to the lander.com. Now this mastering recorder is creating the CD for us. And of course, on parallelly, I started to uploading the song to this lander.com website. And I hope my mastering recorder will be much more faster on the file creation than this lander.com. Come on, come on. Yeah, this progress a bit slow, but I'm telling you guys, this CD, what is coming out from this Alice's mastering recorder, it's exactly you can send to the CD factory, because it's 100% sure it will be Redbook compatible. So let me show you the track on it. Just I think we have only one track. I'm telling you guys, I already hear some kind of weird distortion on a mid range. Let me change intensity, maybe. No, what's going on now? Come on. What I don't like is the high. I think forgot this high intensity level. Even forgot the medium level. But somehow the low intensity level, it's not powerful enough. You know what, I will choose the medium, because I think most of the users are choosing this one. The high, it's absolutely useless, I'm telling you guys. The low, it's much more closer to our mastering. It's our mastering, as I hear, it's somewhere between the low and between the medium intensity level, so I will choose the medium one. So save and send. What we can do, low res, no, we don't care, low res file. Of course I will download now this normal CD quality. Let's buy now. So what now? PayPal. Country, the fuck. Okay, country, Germany. Buy now. Go to my PayPal account. Maybe this. Thank you very much, Mr. Robotlander.com. I want to pay money to your website, and your website is disable me. I cannot order the mastered song. So let me please return to the lander.inc and try another option. What option? Go back to the American. So what now? Really, I cannot pay out my mastering? Really? Come on. Okay, let's buy now. Let's pay again. Okay, and so what now? This is guys, this is something unbelievable. And this lander.com don't want me to get a high resolution file. I want to pay out. It's nothing else. Of course, I will not share my Visa card with this website. So my account, this guys is something really unbelievable. Now this website is telling me I didn't mastered nothing. How it can be? I just upload one song, I ordered the mastering, and then it's disappeared. Yeah, it's a really bad programming on this website, I think. Now I will not install this application to my computer. Let me tell you guys, with this start, I don't know. I cannot trust on this site anymore. So feature detection, I don't know what it means. Oh, it's identifying your tracks, features, including genre. Including genre! Are you kidding me? Production style and mix quality. Okay, let me see how this robot can detect this sampling quality issue. Okay, this is again a really bad thing. I just uploaded the song and nobody told to this website play immediately into my ear. Maybe my monitors is switched on and maybe my monitors it's working on some high settings, and nobody, I'm telling you, nobody asks you to play the mastered music to me. It's really bad. I want to get my freaking WoW uncompressed format by PayPal, country, okay, login, and login. Look this lender.com. Hey guys, I want to give you a money. I want to give you $10 freaking for this test to make sure I will do a fair comparison and I will not compare my mastering with your MP3 mastered format. So sorry guys, really, I don't have other choice. And look at this. This is something unbelievable. Now I have to upload this song, but believe me, it's far away more than enough for me. You see, the human mastering, you just pick up the contact with the mastering engineer, you send your file, and the mastering engineer will ask you some things, will do a checking and blah, 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 blah. And when the song is ready, you will get your song and you have to pay your song. Let me again master a track. This is something really unbelievable. Okay, gonna fix. Okay, this is the third time with uploading. Third time. This is really weird. So sorry guys, I cannot do a fully fair comparison between the mastered music because somehow this lander.com website don't wanna give me a mastered song on a uncompressed WoW format. And even I tried 4 times to pay out this song. So if you remember, for a couple of issues with the original song. First, we find this sampling issue around here, 3 minutes 12, something like this. Let me check my one. Of course, it has to be fixed because, you know, guys, I did by hand. I went one by one and I fixed all this sampling issue, which is somewhere here. Even now, after the mastering, it's even you cannot see. So let's check this on a lander. 3 minutes 12. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. Look at this. So if you listen this part here, what we get from the lander, of course, because he is not a human, he's just a stupid robot. he cannot check a really basic mixing errors. And let me play. Wow, wow, it's really ugly, I'm telling you guys. So all of these spikes, it's still this full weighted. So let's check now the hum noise, which has to be here on the end. So if I select this one and I do a play, yeah, nothing. This one is just something remain after the reverb. So definitely when the reverb is gone, there is nothing. Let's check the Lander version. Go to the end, and here is this area, and play it. Wow, 60 hertz, 120, 180. Yeah, so he forgot to check the hum noise. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, look at this frequency spectrum. It's cutted like tack. It's okay. Let's check my one. Again on the end, just simple play. Let me tell you, the overall noise level in my mastering, it's much more lower. Look at this. Look at this section where we don't have reverb at all. This is my noise level. I don't know what is this 400 something hertz here. I know I no have clue how it can be to be here. But if you compare the two noise level, it's okay. He don't use any kind of reverb. His noise level, it's it's minus 100 dB, and my noise level, I think it's around 110 or 20. Less than 120. Look, this is my noise level. I no have clue what is this. Maybe it's still from the reverb. I no have clue. Next issue is this 4400 hertz issue, if you remember for it. Wow, there, bang. This is this 4K issue, if you remember for that. And let's check mine. Voila, disappeared. It's much more lower, and even here you can see the spike. It's how it's much more bigger than almost anything close to that. So let's check my one again from 50 to 1 minute, and scan the selection. Look mine. The next problem, if you remember, is this 300 hertz issue. So let me scan the whole song, and we will see if the Lander robot detected this 300 hertz as a problem. Okay, on 300 hertz we have a bump here on the Lander version, and this 4K, it's unbelievable. So let's select the all on my version and do a full scan. Wow, look at this. This is again human mastering. It's much more compensated and much more nicer, this frequency spectrum, than on the Lander. Look, this bump. And actually this 300 hertz and this 200 hertz, it's a really problematic, annoying area if you want to play your song on some kind of PA system, because this 200 hertz is exactly on the place where the PA systems start to do a cut to the next frequency band. So yeah, this is a really problematic area, so you have to take care of it always. And here you see my one, it's almost clean up to 600 Hertz. There is some kind of instrument here on a 600 Hertz. Also for him, it's not a problem. But you see that variation here. Yeah, I think the human mastered version is much more cleaner. Let's check some basics on our amplitude and on our volume, like amplitude statistic. What I can realize immediately, I hope in my version not, but here you can see there is a difference between the left and the right channel. So he is running on a true peak value about 0.18 decibel, but on the right side, you see that? Minus almost zero. Okay, let's check my one. So if the balancing is good, then these two value has to be really close together, just couple of hundreds of decibel. So let's check it. Why I'm not surprised. And I'm telling you guys, with this hardware mastering, you don't have a possibility to check decibels on a computer or whatever. You just have your ear and your speakers and your headphones. So let's check other numbers. What is this here? My true peak amplitude, it's just slightly overshooted the normal one, which is 000. Of course, this is the maximum. Let's check the lander. It's higher, but on the right side it's lower. So definitely the lander version has some kind of issue and problem on detecting differences between the two channel. And I think the lander.com absolutely are not doing mid-side EQ and mid-side compression, nothing. Possible clipped samples, it came from the same errors. Let's check my one. Yeah, I have much more, like 6 and 7. Basically, I have to go and find where is this problem, and I just will learn from that. But for 7 piece of clipped samples, which is not digital clipping, don't worry, it's just possible clipped samples. Overall frequency spectrum, just play, just watch the spectrum, how well balanced. Like, so there is nothing bumpy, schmumpy going on, just everything is came together. Yeah, I think I like my version. Let's listen now to the, where is this? So 110 to 120. So 110 to 120. If you ask me, with headphone, the mid, the high mid, somewhere here, maybe because of this 4K issue, I don't know. So the pleasure to listen, I'm not sure. Let me check again my version. Yes, I think my version much more natural, and I think the lander just simply take the uploaded file, which is 96K 24-bit, and applied everything on that, and then later on you see that frequency cut here. It looks to me some really aggressive filtering, some digital filtering, even is not reaching the 20K. And actually this is what I recognize now. So now I will keep this frequency analyzer here for from, let's say, 20K to up to 6K. This is a really sensitive region again for the human ear. Like let's go more. Okay, 6. So play. Yes, you see that, and this one and this spike and this spike. Let's go back to my version. Much more balanced, and as you see, the CD is working on 44.1K sampling rate, which is meaning you have to see frequencies up to 22K. Lander version, nothing. And you see that big, yeah, I think. Oh, I'm telling you guys, it's not a pleasure to listen to it with headphone. Maybe my headphones are too precise, perhaps. With more resolution. So this is my version, and let's check the Lander version. Yeah, it's really something missing from here, and I'm not really happy with the low end. Their version, it's louder on this scale. My version, it's under it with couple of loudness number, but I'm telling you guys, my version somehow has more power on a low end. Lander version minus 12 LUSF FS, sorry. My version is minus almost 15 LUFS. What is mean? Their version louder, and this I really respect it, because their version really louder than my one. But if you listen carefully how much bottom end I have and how much details I have on a middle and how much cleaner the top end compared to the Lander version, then you ask, so where is this loudness? I'm telling you guys, this loudness, it's hidden in these areas. You see the pike and this one. Let me check the Lander one. You see that? You see that? You see that? So everything is flattened out on the Lander version. It's again up to you what you like more. Like you like louder without bass and without clarity, or you like almost the same loudness but more bass and more clarity. Oh, and look at this. Classic mistake in a mastering. Their version is ending like a knife knot. Look at this, tack. And look my version with this really stupid old-fashioned reverb trick. Just let me look at this. This is how my end. So for better understanding, let's play from here. It's really nice. It's like a fade out, but I didn't apply any fade out. Let's play them. Yeah, it's orbital different between the two. So the end on my version, I think it's up to you what you like more. When the vocal is going from here, you can pick up. Let me show you.
We no wanna see nobody standing round.
So la 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 la, and here in this place, somehow the vocal, it's on a mid range is not so nice. It's almost like over-compressed with, I think, about 4.5 ratio or 6 ratio even. My version, not because I did and not because human vs robot, but I think they have to work a bit on analysis of the songs, because if you listen carefully from here, from this screen up to here again,
We no wanna see nobody standing round.
this is really nicely controlled and no over compressing. Let's check this one from here to here, maybe.
We no wanna see nobody standing round.
Yeah, when the vocal is going to la 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 la, and then on the same time these harsh mid frequencies, it's really loud and somehow the vocal is distorted. I think you can hear it. I think my version is much more pleasure to listen. Loudness is not everything. From 1 to 120 back. So my version, this roundup, it's really like somebody prepares some storm and woo, it's releasing to your ear. Let's check it here. And just listen the bass difference, the difference of the bass sounds and drum, and how this roundup is came to your ear. Like there is no changes. So like here, when it's something missing. I'm telling you guys, here something missing. You see that big difference? There is a huge difference. Look how flat they, because I didn't apply any kind of high pass filter on a really low end, and this is only the natural transmission by the DBX Quantum II, which is a really great unit on a bass. And let me check this region here. For example, my one is starting on, well, let's say from 20 Hertz on minus 61, and they start minus 70. So there is 10 dB different between the two bass on a really bottom low end. And of course, if you compare this part also and this part here, you can see it's much more less. Yeah, it's with magnitudes. My dynamic range is 83 decibel. Their dynamic range is just 70 decibel. But from this 70 decibel, they used 68. So it's meaning they almost pushed everything to the limit. And which is not bad, but if you compare to my one, my dynamic range is much more higher, but unfortunately I used less on a dynamic range. And I think the answer is really simple, because when I did a check back on my monitors, of course I have a limit in my ears, like until when I feel it's good to listen. And I think this number in my mix is really represent this number. But of course, because he is a robot, he no have clue about listening pleasure. Next check what we will do is the RMS histogram. This high RMS power which is exist in my mix, in a Lander version is pushed into this field. So the loudness range, I think on my version, because of this, I think it's a bit wider. on really powerful parts, and maybe this is the reason why we have here this issue with this dynamic jump. If you remember for that, just yeah, it's definitely coming up and is make a big pressure. Huge different, huge different. So the next what we will check by ear and with headphone is of course the stereo field, and let me jump to here. This is my version and this is the Lander version. I think the Lander did a good job on a stereo field. Just let me play.
We don't wanna see nobody standing round.
Okay, and let's compare to the Lander.
We don't wanna see nobody standing round, and we don't wanna see no.
A Lander a bit narrow.
And we don't wanna see nobody on the wall.
But I think because we applied this Yamaha reverb engine, but I think the Lander don't know how to use reverb on a mastering. So my judge here is 1-1. I'm telling you guys, it's not an easy job to find the right stereo widening in a mastering, and I think the Lander did a good job on that. Let me explain to you who win this challenge. We saw the Lander.com cannot detect balancing issues on your song, and human can, so it's human 1 point. The frequency characteristic and the overall frequency spectrum, I think the human mastered version is slightly better than the Lander.com version, so again human. On a bass, absolutely the human version is better. Clarity, I have to give 1 point to the robot mastering and also 1 point for the human mastering. The difference between the two is I think we did a really basic filtering, because we know the target media is CD, and we know we have to cut everything which is after the 22K, and because of that I give 1 point for the human mastering. But for the listening back on simple cheap headphones, somehow this Lander version is slightly bit better on a high frequencies and on a clarity of the high frequencies than a human version. Of course, it can be lying, because we saw that there is a lot of generated harmonics on a high frequencies, which is coming from these ultrasonic frequencies, what you really can upload to the Lander.com with 96K sampled file. And so because of that, I give 1 point to the robot and to the human. The loudness range is again 1-1. Don't forget, I'm not a mastering engineer and I don't have really high-end stuffs, and I don't use any one of the plugin to control the loudness. And because of that, and because of the human factor, my mix is somehow on the numbers, it's slightly wronger, so I have a bit less loudness, but somehow on the bottom end and on the bass, it's much more powerful. But the real numbers, it's really on the side of the robot mastering. Next one is the sampling issue. Do you remember for this spike in the original mix? Yeah, the lander.com cannot detect really basic mixing errors in your mix. So definitely I give the 1 point for the human mastering. Frequency issues, you remember we have this 4.4K issue and we have this 300 hertz really ugly with the original song. Lander.com again cannot detect. I give the 1 point for the human mastering for the 4.4K and I give 1 point for the 300 hertz error in this specific song for the human. The pleasure to listen. I did hear a really deep checking with my speakers on a new kind of hi-fi speakers. The lander.com version, the robot version, is definitely better. But on real monitors and on old kind of hi-fi speakers, no way, even not close. On real monitor speakers, the robot version is just screaming. I'm telling you guys, it's just screaming on a mid-range, and you hear a lot of harsh high frequencies, maybe because of this really narrow filtering on a 20K, what you saw on the screen. And somehow this mid-low end and this low-mid region of the human mastered is much more pleasure to listen. The reason for that, it's really simple. We human mastering engineers, I'm not that, sorry, I'm not a mastering engineer. So the humans are always listening back on speakers. And of course, the final product has to came out from some kind of speaker. Doesn't matter if it's a speaker or headphone. And of course, because you do a mastering on a speakers and the final product is also a speaker, of course, the final mix will be much more close to the human ear and much more pleasure to listen to it. Hum noise, wow. Robot mastering, absolutely lost. Even the hum noise is get higher than the original. And you saw how we fixed that by some kind of human way. Peak errors, it's again interesting. I have to give 1 point definitely to the lander.com. The robot mastered version of this specific song, it's contain less amount of real peak errors, like 2 pieces or 3 pieces, if I remember good. On the human version, I think I also did a good job. So if you compare my home recording studio to some kind of really high and sophisticated and wow heaven of mastering studios, I think I did a good job with this old DBX Quantum II processor. Human brain and the human ear, you see, I did a mistake, so I collect 6 peak on the whole mix. So, but definitely this is a really mathematical issue. The robot version is the winner. Time. To do a judging on a time, I did 3 different groups. The first group is if you want to get a real professional mastering. For this robot mastering, no way to step into this business. It can be hours, it can be days, it can be weeks, it even can be months to make a really good professional, absolutely top-notch mastering. For this robot, no way to do. Let's say on a normal, for example, you are a home producer, but you want to get some kind of semi-pro serious mastering. What you do? You send your file to this website, just do a mastering, you download it, you listen back, and this is the point. Who will listen back? Your ear is trained to judge mastering. Your ear is trained to listen your monitor, and your room is treated well, so all the sound isolation and all the corrections in your room it's okay, it's ready for mastering. I think not. So if you want to use the website for semi-pro or serious home mastering, forgot it. You again have to go to some kind of pro or semi-pro mastering studio. What you will get from, let's say, from the semi-pro mastering studios on the first time, you will get it, you will hear it, and you will say, wow, this is great. And so because of that, I give 1 point to the human. Because if you do that with the robot mastering side, you upload, you download, you check it, you again upload, you again download, you check it, and it again takes hours or even days or even weeks. For really basic home producers, so if you're just a hobbyist and you did some kind of song, or maybe you just want to release some really tiny demo with one song to some kind of businessman, yeah, there is a place for the robot mastering, because the time in this case it's let's say 20 minutes, not more. But again, I'm still skeptic with that because you saw what kind of hassles I have with this uploading and get the file and to pay out and do registration. Come on. But because of the time, it's much more shorter in this case than, let's say, do a normal home mastering. I give 1 point to the robot cost. Again, this 3 range: pro, absolutely, robot even cannot close to the pro mastering. Here I give 0, 0, 1, 0 for the human mastering because the cost is much more higher. But the robot mastering cannot do this kind of job, so I cannot judge 0, 0. On a normal mastering, believe or not, again 1 point for the human mastering. Why? Because nowadays on the market, on the internet, by simply Google it, just try it, you can find a decent semi-pro mastering studios where you can upload your song. They will pick up the contact, they will call you, they will start to emailing with you, they will reply to you, you can call them, you will get a customer number, you will get even a sharing place where you can download the pre-mastered version of the song, parts from the song, of course. They are good. They spend a lot of money on monitor speakers, they spend a lot of money on Pro Tools systems and plugins and gears and whatever. And you know how much cost to order one song to do mastering on it? Around 100-200 euro, or let's say in a worst case 500 euro. And if you compare this 100 euro to the robot website, how many times you have to upload to this robot website your mix? How much time is taking from you to listen back, to adjust again your mix, to judge your mixing, ask your friends, write out to the CD, listen into the car? I think it can be easily much more than this 100 or 200 euro. Why? You saw that one high resolution mastered song cost $10. So if you upload 10 song, let's say it's the same song you upload in 10 times, you easily reached the 100 euro. And this is only 10 different mix from the same song. And how you know how much time you have to upload and download all of this? It can be 10, can be 5, can be 3, can be 20. It depends on your style, on your music, on many things. So definitely here on a normal kind of mastering, on a cost side, I have to give 1 for the human, because no way to get your song ready mastered from this side with 1 mastering or 3, no way. And last one, on a cost, if you really absolutely home producer like me, and you really like what you are doing, and you like to play with the things, and you like to try different things, and so if you really like your hobby, because this is for us a hobby, it's a fun. Of course you will use different plugins. You have stock plugins, you have even free mastering complete solutions. You can download trial versions. Even with the most basic Behringer compressor, I'm telling you guys, with this tube cheapy 28 euro second-hand Behringer compressor, you can do a magic if you know how to use it. So on the really low-end mastering, on a cost, yeah, if you count the time and how much you spend on mastering plugins and whatever, how much energy you use to do it, and how much money you spend on your computer to upgrade it, I have to give 1 point to the robot mastering, because it's so simple. You just take your song, you upload it 1 time, you download it, and you're done, and you can run to the DJ booth, and you can play your music really easily on Friday evening. But I have other cons and other list. What if you want to give your mastered songs to some kind of CD factory? You know what they will ask from you? PMCD. The PMCD is a raw disk what they can place into the CD copy machine, and which is start to press the aluminum coated real CDs. Robot mastering cannot give this to you. ISRC, I try to find some information on this mastering website, what kind of certifications and listing they have. Nothing. So you will not get ISRC codes and numbers, nothing. With the professional and even with the semi-professional mastering studios, you also get some kind of other value, not just your song mastered. You will get tons of papers, contracts, all these certification numbers, all these measurements, all these checkings, all these registrations, this CDDB registration even, and ISRC, whatever. This is a real value. If you do a serious job on a music industry, no way. No way to do with the robot mastering. I'm telling you guys, this is a real value. Altogether, the human got from me 15 points and the robot got from me 8 points. But from those points, there is few, which is it's almost equal like you do your first driving license exam you drive into the red. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if it's only 1 point, but you failed on this exam immediately. Really simple examples from these videos. The robot cannot detect the balance issues. Are you kidding me? I don't know how many professors and mathematical genius worked on these formulas and these mathematical DSP programming or whatever. You cannot detect balancing issue. And you cannot detect really basic frequency issues like spikes in one frequency in a whole song. Are you kidding me? I think even the 10-year-old basic programmer can do a really nice formula to detect this kind of errors. So I think the robot is failed on that challenge. And the most subjective error in the robot mix is to pleasure to listen. So this is really my opinion. I much more like to listen human mastered songs, not my songs, other guys' mastering works, than this. It really sounds like a robot. There is a place for this robot mastering solution. I'm saying absolutely 100% sure. There is a place for that in the market. But please don't call mastering if you cannot detect balance issue in the song. I hope you guys enjoyed this serial on my YouTube channel about robot mastering. See you next time.